Back now here on the KFYR Plus News Desk, and every January, millions dive into ambitious fitness goals, but many end up sidelined by injuries before February. Today we're joined by Dr. Andrew Carbone, former LA Dodger assistant team physician, to explore why this happens and how to stay safe. Dr. Carbone, thank you for your time today. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for being here. Good to be here.
What is the fitness frenzy fallout, and why do injuries spike every January?
Yeah, so every January, a lot of people get very motivated by either things they're seeing or New Year's resolutions, and they get motivated to hit the gym pretty hard, and the motivation spikes. But what happens is a lot of times the conditioning that they have does not spike, and we see a lot of injuries, especially overuse and tendonitis or back injuries, and I see them in my clinic pretty frequently. And usually around this time is when I see a lot of them.
Are there certain demographics, like beginners or older adults, that are more vulnerable to these injuries?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, children are not children, but young adults are actually very much tendency to kind of be vulnerable to these type of injuries because they're usually on a lot of the social media websites and things like that. And they're seeing trained athletes or adults, who are very much used to these kind of workout regimens, doing very intense workouts, and they feel like they can replicate those workouts, and they're not conditioned really to do so. And so those are the people that are really at risk with this January surge.
Yeah, what are some of the most common injuries that you see when people start new workout routines?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing we see are really biceps tendonitis or shoulder injuries or kind of overused tendonitis injuries. And these are the reason for that is that our muscles and our cardiovascular system really develops a lot quicker than our tendons, our ligaments, and our joints do. And so what happens is we feel like we can do certain workouts, but our joints and our tendons are not really capable of those workouts. And then the other big thing we see is really low back injuries. And low back injuries, the big reason with those is we don't really utilize proper lifting technique, especially if we're trying to go hard and have a very intense regimen.
And some of the warning signs that an ache is more than just a bit of soreness.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if pain is changing the way you move, or if you're experiencing pain or aching during the workout, that's usually a problem. Now, obviously, we all know that soreness after a workout is, usually it means we've done a good workout. But if you're having pain that may affect how you move during the workout or at the time of the workout, that can be a problem.
And when should someone stop pushing through pain and see an orthopedic specialist?
So like I said, I think pain during a workout is good. I think if you're feeling swelling in the joint, that's a big warning sign that you may have injured something in the joint. So especially knee swelling or hip swelling or things like that, that can be a very big troubling sign.
And let's talk about warm up. A lot of people go right to the gym without warming up. What role does proper warming up and recovery play in preventing an injury?
So warm up is incredibly important, especially if we haven't been active physically. Doing that warm up or letting our tendons and ligaments get accustomed to a certain load is very important. So generally speaking, you should start with at least 5 to 10 minutes of warm up before every exercise. And that's going to be helpful just to get your body acclimated to strengthening and working out and things like that.
Dr. Carbone, give us an idea of how viewers can start exercising safely without getting sidelined by injury.
Sure. So I think in general, we like to start slow, 2 to 3 days a week max, especially if you haven't worked out before. You don't really want to go above 3 days a week. Incorporating rest into your workout is very important. Our muscles actually get stronger as we rest. And so we're building muscle and strength as we're resting. So make sure we incorporate those, not starting with too much intensity, potentially just with light stuff, walking on a treadmill, getting used to lifting with just body weight, no weights. Those are kind of the ways to incorporate, exercise into our routine. And then once we get comfortable with the routine, we can then start to add more of the intensity and the weights.
And what's one simple rule everyone should follow when starting a new fitness routine?
Yeah, so I think that the rule of twos is commonly talked about. It's don't do anything too fast and too much, right? So too much intensity or too quickly. And I think as long as we start slow, it's more about a lifestyle change. It's more about a marathon than a sprint. And so I think if we follow that, I think that can be the most effective piece of advice I can give.
And finally, from your perspective, Doctor, what does this annual injury surge reveal about our broader relationship with fitness and health culture?
Yeah, I think in general, there's this kind of obsession with fast results, with dramatic transformations, making big changes in your life. And, I've never had motivation really be the issue in my office. Most of the people in my office are motivated. It's the conditioning and the everyday strengthening that's the problem, right? So I think if we can de-emphasize the dramatic transformations and focus more on building a comfortable, healthy lifestyle, which incorporates exercise into it, that's probably the best piece of advice I can give.
Dr. Carbone, the fitness frenzy fallout is real, so let's be careful out there. Thank you for your time today. Sure appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
You bet. 4 minutes now after the top of the hour here at the KFYR Plus News Desk. We'll take a break. We're right back here with more on KFYR Plus.